I will have first sine A plus B, A equals to sine, cosine, cosine, sine. Okay, and then followed by cosine, cosine, sine, sine. Okay, now the sign in between should be minus, plus, opposite, and the last one. Okay, yeah, tan. Okay, tan, same the top is the same. Anyway, the formula is given, so you don't have to worry. Tan, one, tan, the bottom one, the sign you switch. Okay, don't have to worry, but as a student, I was also trained to memorize this so that when I do the work, I become faster and more confident. Okay, now, you know that this is a double angle formula. So this type of question, either they ask you to show that the left-hand side equals to the right-hand side, or they ask you to evaluate this without the use of a calculator. All right, even for this question, okay, also they will tell you to evaluate this without the use of a calculator. All right, it's easier when they give you the right-hand side because you can check your answers, that's all. I'm not interested in this, I just using it to check my answer. So for now, double angle formula, I can split this to become. So the rationale is I can only use special angles. So special angles are angles like 30, 45, 60, okay? And of course, 0, 90, and 180, so on and so forth. You can press calculator lah. The numbers will be very nice. Okay, so how can I split this? Any suggestion? You can use plus and minus. Yeah, 60 plus 45. Okay, and then the other one would be 60 plus 45. So this is just to test you on your double formula. So I will have simply sine 60, sine, cosine, cosine, sine, then you cosine, cosine, sine, sine. So cosine, cosine, plus or minus? So it should be a minus sine, sine. Okay, I hear some commotion. Is there a mistake? Okay, pause a while. Because the formula for cosine is opposite. Yeah. Okay. So sine 60, can you press? You get 0.866, right? Do you get root 3 over 2? You press the number, you square it, then you square root back. My eyesight is quite bad, yeah, my hearing is still okay. So sometimes I ignore you because I'm waiting for the rest. Okay, now, one more time only, just one last time. Cosine 60 will be? Cosine 60, 1 over 2 lah. I hear root 2 over 2. Cosine 60 is 1 over 2, right? Sine 45, get square root 2 over 2. Now the rest don't need already because there will be a repetition. So let's just copy and paste. Okay, done. So now this one will be half. This one I copy from here. Okay, because I'm observant. So I know this one, copy from here. I don't keep pressing calculator and waste everybody's time. And then this one will just be copying from here. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I should cancel away this one. Okay. So if you add half of this, you get one of these, right? How to get this? That's my question. So you see, below here is root 2, right? So I definitely want to multiply by root 2, right? Wait. I multiply by root 2, right? So I will get 2 over 2 root 2, right? Then I don't want this 2, right? So I cancel away, or I divide by 2 lah. Okay, so this is how I get it. For exam, can you just write from here, just jump to here, can already? Okay, can? But the idea is this, okay, the idea is what I want you to train you in your thoughts. Now, you know that the root 2 is at the bottom, right? So I just times the root 2 at the bottom, I just times the root 2 at the top. I will get the root 2 at the bottom looking like this, right? If I don't want the 2, I just divide by 2. Yeah, okay, so we draw the triangle first. Okay, So you can expand this as the first step, or you can draw the triangle as the first step. Okay, we do this first because this is something that we are familiar with. So which quadrant? Hey, this one, look at my finger. Don't scare me. Fourth got range, yeah, got range. If don't have range, it will be the first or fourth. But because there's a domain, this is called a domain, it will be the fourth. Have I convinced you all to draw at the correct domain by now, correct quadrant by now already? Draw at the correct quadrant. So I hope you are convinced by now already. So this will be, what number? Confirm 5. This will be 3. This will be, hey, don't like that. -4. Say the negative. Okay, next one. I will purposely make a mistake. See whether you can spot the mistake. Okay, which quadrant? And this is not a mistake. Just say which quadrant. Come on. Second quadrant, right? Second quadrant. Okay, second quadrant. What would this be? Yeah, it's square root 3. This one? Then this one got -1. That's why you get the negative. All right. Okay, correct. So what's wrong? No. Opposite over adjacent, right? Square root 3 over -1 is correct. So now I find the hypotenuse. Square of this plus square of this, square root. The answer is 2. What is wrong? Yeah, the angle is B. Okay, spot the difference. Okay, the angle here is B, purposely one. Okay, so that one is for angle A, this one is for angle B. So now we do what Nigel said was the first step, which is also correct. Okay, so let's expand this. So the question, come on. The question can ask you for sine A plus minus B, cosine A plus minus B, tangent A plus minus B, cotangent, cosecant, and secant, all can ask. If I ask you for cosecant, right, what should you find first? Yeah, just find sine lah. Just find sine first. Then you just, after that, the fraction, just flip it, can already. Okay? Understand? Use the double formula. Sine A minus B will be, say, sine A cosine B. Thank you. Okay, now you sine A, yes, say now. Sine A is how much? You all take so long one. Sine A is how much? Yes, thank you. Cosine B is how much?
Oh, sine is the angle.
Cosine A is how much? That's, my handwriting is that bad. 3 over 5 is down here. Sometimes I use this also. And sine B, root 3 over 2. Okay, now, but we always ask you for third form, unfortunately. Can we try third form? What is the third form? 2 over 5, right? 2 over 5, 2 over 5. No, not the final answer. This part 2 over 5. Then this one will be minus 3 square root 3 over 10. Times 2, right? Can you do mentally? Times 2. 4 minus 3 square root 3 over 10. That's the final answer. So now I got 3 cosine x plus 30. I will bring this over. Okay. So it will look something like that, right? Okay, now if you don't want to bring this over, you can. Don't bring over first, also can. I just bring over to show you that I got to solve something like that. So you cannot simply just, divide by 3, inverse cosine. You can't do that because there's a sign down there blocking the way. All right, so the idea is I must do something else. Addition formula. So let's try it. And then you see what is going to appear. Okay, first the thought process is I cannot simply solve it, right? And then this one look like addition formula, so I try to use first. So that's your thoughts during O level. So I look at the formula sheet, or it looks like addition, so I just apply. So this one will become cosine, and then minus. Okay, I always pause here because don't make this mistake. It should be minus. Sine, then you minus 4 sine x equals to 0. Cosine 30 is how much? Cosine 30 is how much? Yeah, root 3 over 2. Can this one become this? This one? Sine 30? Sine 30? Hey, some of you don't press one, no? You all don't press your exam, you all forget how to do. Half. Okay. Let me double check. You all very suspicious now. Okay, correct. Okay, correct. Okay, next step. Yeah, you must expand now. Not can I expand? I got nothing else to do already. Okay, I must expand now. So I expand, I get 3 root 3 over 2 cosine x. Okay, I expand. Then I expand. I get negative 3 over 2 sine x minus 4 sine x equals 0. Okay, what is the next step? If you don't know this, I'll be very worried. So this will be, I owe people 1.5, I owe people 4, so I owe people 5.5, right? 5.5. So negative 1.5 minus 4 is negative 5.5. Negative 5.5 will be 11 over 2. Okay. Okay. So what do I do next? Of course, got purpose lah. Okay. Now you realize I have not cancelled anything. You do not cancel for trigo. Okay, what is the next step? I divide by cosine x. Okay, never mind, I write for you. Okay. Because I can imagine Jerlyn shouting now already. Yeah, even though she's not here. Okay, like that you all can see. So down here become 1. So you become this. Down here become tangent x. Okay, 3 square root, and this one will become tangent x. Okay. So now let's do the 3 steps. First step, I simplify a little bit more. Can I ask for help? This one divided by this, what is that number? Don't need to be subform anymore already. I'm going to find reference angle already. Can I just have a decimal 0? Okay, can you try? Is it 0.4723? Reference angle, like what Xavier just now mentioned. Okay, first step, reference angle. What is the angle? So fast. Okay. 45.3. Okay. 25.3. Okay, my level of trust is very low now. 25.3. Okay, second one. What must I determine? The quadrant. Which quadrant? First and third. No, later we will summarize a little bit. Okay, so I know it's first and third quadrant. I know this is the reference angle, and I know that this is the domain. Okay, I will stop there at 360. So let's do the first one. Okay, now what is the second one? I will use 180 plus 25.3. And some of you, the homework, I ask you to continue, and wow, the 3 of you give me this as the final answer. Okay, so you please press 2, 5.3. Must I add another 360? What, did someone say wrong answer? If I'm done already. So if the domain change to 720, right? Can you please carry on and add 360? This one is up to you and your alertness. There's nothing new. Okay, can I stop the video? I done already. Okay, now let's